Wow. Guess we're just gonna stop the cam there. um, it's pretty easy. Why are you lying? Hi guys. Oh gosh, now it's going fast. What the frick? Nope. Nope. Good afternoon, everybody. Is it this one? Nope. Max, you told me this was easy. Oh, there you are. I got so scared. uh,
Headphones are on. I can hear
yeah.
you.
Oh gosh. Can everybody hear us okay? I'm like yelling into your ear because I get scared.
Good.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I love your bed cover, by the way.
Thank you. This is the office room. It's the that's the guest bed in case somebody needs to stay over.
A great thing. We all love sleepovers.
We do. We do love sleepovers. But unfortunately, the only one sleeping there is my 7-year-old. Well, he's 8-year-old now, but he's
Oh,
not.
congrats.
Well, I mean, he's he's my. It's a weird situation. We're I was his guardian for like 7 years, and then me and my wife got divorced, and now she's the only guardian, but I still see him every once in a while. it's, it's a weird situation.
We all have weird situations. Nothing to be ashamed about.
That's right.
Okay, let me share the screen. I wanted something for a background, but then I had to pay, and I don't like paying.
You had to pay.
Dang capitalism. I'm just kidding.
I could have got you anything you needed.
Do. All right, guys. So this is Max Devill, who is the creator of Human Hunters. The
Um,
Kickstarter we have here is Human Hunters issue number 2. Number 2.
I'm one of the writers on Human Hunters #2. Johnny Reed is the creator of Human Hunters.
That's my bad.
That's okay. It's okay.
Every
He's
time
on
I see
vacation.
you, I'm like, you're the creator. I don't care.
Yeah. Everybody thinks Atrocity Press. They think me because I'm usually the one out here. Johnny's a busy person. He's got a comic book shop. He's got granddaughter. He's got the stuff we do with the writing and comic book stuff. He's got kids of his own that are teenagers. So he's got a lot of stuff on his plate. So he doesn't come out very much. And he's on vacation today. So
Ooh, nice.
yeah, they like went down somewhere. I don't know exactly where they went to, but they stayed in like this castle-like place that had like secret passages and hidden rooms and all this stuff in it. And I was like, man, that sounds awesome.
Oh, must be one of those escape room things.
Oh, maybe.
Hello, everybody in the chat. Would you give us a brief introduction on yourself and then the Human Hunters issue number 2?
Sure. I'm Max Devill. I'm co-operator of Atrocity Press. We make 90s style, bad girl style comics with a twist. Twist. Because that's the way we liked comic books when we were in high school, so we figured we'd go back and make the stuff that we used to like to read. And that's where Human Hunters kind of came out of. This was Johnny's idea. He was, we had Mary Machine Gun, which is our first comic book that we had done, or I had done. And then on the issue 2, I asked him to be my editor. I was like, can you go through this and edit it and make sure I didn't screw up any verb tenses or anything stupid? And he's like, yeah, no problem. So he goes through and he edits it. And then after his editing, I was like, huh, how would you like to help try to write one of these things? So he helped me write Mary Machine Gun 3. And then after that, he was hooked. He brought him on board, and he's the co-owner of Atrocity Press now. And I asked him if he had any ideas for comics, and he goes, yeah, actually, I got plenty of ideas for comics. Here's one called Human Hunters, and it's about all the famous style monsters, like, the Frankenstein's monster, the werewolf, a mummy, a witch, all these different standard famous monsters that aren't the bad guys anymore. The humans are the bad guys, so they're the ones hunting the humans. So we thought that was kind of an interesting take on it. So we started writing it, and now we're 5 issues deep into it that we've got done completely so far, and we're kickstarting issue number 2 now.
Oh, I'm so happy. Does that mean there's going to be a trade paperback someday?
There will be a trade paperback of Human Hunters, but it'll happen next year, I believe. But it'll be way late in the year, like probably around now time.
I'm surprised it's happening already so fast.
Yeah, well, next year we'll be doing a Kickstarter every month. It's not going to be like the same book, but we'll have like Mary Machine Gun will be in January, and then Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space 2 or 3 will be in February, and then Human Hunters 3 will be in March, and then in April, I don't know what we'll do. Maybe the Mary Machine Gun trade paperback. And then in May, we've got Human Hunters issue 4. And then in June, we've got Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space issue 4. Then we got July, we've got Love and Death, which is a brand new one that we'll be putting out. That's created by Fern Cord and his wife Carol. And so we've got something for every month. It'll be like a rotating release schedule. It'll be basically releasing one comic book per quarter, but we've got like 4 comic books, so we'll be on a rotation. So we've got
Nice.
everything squared away. Yeah, we finally got it. We got the machine finally well oiled and running, and everything should be good to go. We're like 2 books ahead on everything that we're writing, at least, and we're at least 2 books ahead in production on everything except for Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space, because we got a new artist for that book, and we're having them start from page 1 in book 3, and they're currently on page 5.
A new artist? I don't know how I
Uh-huh.
feel about that. I don't like change.
I don't like change. Change is bad. But this artist is actually really, really good. He's our inker, actually. The guy who does all the inking for Human Hunters and Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space is doing the line art for the Ninja Bimbos books now. And his, I was like, look, when we do this, try to slowly move over into your style. Try to mimic the style to start with, and then the next book we can have just like in your style completely. That way, there's not a huge tonal shift in art. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't like that.
Well, I'm super happy for somebody getting the Ninja Bimbo's job because that's currently my favorite title going
Yep.
on.
It's a good one. It's a super, super sweet one. Um, we just ordered the Ninja Bimbo's 2 stuff the other day. So it should be coming, I believe it was Ninja Bimbo's 2 we ordered the other day. we got so much going on. Whichever one we just ran. Whichever Kickstarter we just ran. We've got that one. I could look it up, I guess.
Oh, that's right. I have to add your Atrocity Press website into the description later on.
Oh
So
yeah.
anybody interested in anything else from him, you can literally just buy from there, or you can just go to the Kickstarter perks, which we'll check out in just a moment, and add it on.
Mhm. You could do that. There's we do all of our covers are available as add-ons. That way people can pick and choose what they want. I don't have to make a billion different tiers. The add-on system for Kickstarter was a godsend. I mean, I remember when we used to have people just over pledge, and then you had to kind of like guess what they wanted, or they had to message you and tell you what they wanted. They're like, we over pledged by $15. We want this cover, and you're like, you had to go through all your messages, and it was a big cluster
I was gonna say
of
hassle.
crap. Yeah, just a big hassle of just ridiculousness, and it's gotten a lot better. It really has. The whole system they've built is really good. It tracks everything really easily. It takes it helps you when you're going through fulfillment to know exactly what you've got to order, all the items you got to order, because it's got the items that you put in there. As long as you do the work on the front end, the work on the back end is super easy.
Nice. So since this is the second one, is it following from the first one, or is it different stories for human hunters, like a different story each chapter?
No, this one actually it picks up. Have you read Human Hunters 1?
No, I haven't. I have
Okay.
to. I added it to my pledge, but I'm like, I want different covers.
At the end of Human Hunters 1, Radu gets a phone. One of the James Bond type guy who runs the whole group. He gets the phone call about some missing girls in Florida, and this book starts out. If we've got the first 7 pages that are available, if you want to just scroll down, we can show them.
Yes. Let me know if this is like too fast. I don't want to hurt people's eyes. So here we have the first few
Yep.
pages.
So this is the house of Lorenzo Rossi, alleged drug lord. Alleged. And his daughter and her friends are getting ready to go out for the night. And she's throwing a fit because she's 21 and she doesn't need a curfew anymore. And he's all like, "Hey, you live under my roof. You got to follow my law, my rules." And then he has one of his henchmen go with her to keep an eye on her for the night, and she's not happy about that either. And she's very, very uh,
Rebellious.
prissy,
Never
stood
mind.
up. No, she's very prissy, very stuck up, very full of herself. She's a girl that's been rich her entire life, like ridiculously rich her entire life, and she's never had to put up with anything. the only person that's been a problem in her life is her father, because he's the only one that can tell her no. You know, so he goes and tells the guy Blake to go and get the car, and then they go out to Club Nightfall, and it's like the big hot club in the city of this world. And the guy's like, there's a line, and she's like, what's a line? Because she's not used to standing in a line. She's never had to stand in line before. And then they try to get ID'd, and the henchman is kind of uh, he's not noticed by the guys working working the door, and they let them in, and they just kind of push their way past the security guards because she's, as I said, she's super stuck up and rich and does whatever she wants. We scroll a little bit further, and that's where she's pushing the guy out of the way. She's like, "Let's go, girls. The night is young."
I feel so bad that he was pushed. I'm like, push him back, bro. Equality, equal rights, equal fights. The fists are E for everyone.
And then we've got a double page layout of them at the dance club. So like this would be 2 pages in one. The next 2 pages would be like, it's just a big club scene. And there's her bodyguard keeping an eye on her. The DJ letting all the stuff go. The DJ's been drinking, so who knows how good the DJ is.
19. You get drinks for free.
We got them dancing. She's bumped into by a girl who knocks the drink out of her hand on accident, smashes it on the ground. They have a little confrontation, and the lady's like, "Hey, I'm sorry. I can get you a new drink. Do you guys know about the VIP area?" And this girl's, well, she doesn't know about the VIP area, so she's like, "Huh? No, I don't. Tell me more about this thing." And then she's like, "Well, come with me, and we can all go have some drinks in the VIP room." So they all start going up to the VIP room. They order they all order tequila sunrises, and as you can see there, it's not really on the up and up as this bartender is drugging their drinks.
No way. That can happen in a club.
Yeah, and they have their drinks and get passed out, and then the girl who was so friendly and accommodating before completely changes her attitude, and she's like, "Help me get these bitches out of here." And then the other two guys come from the shadows and pick them up, and they have been effectively kidnapped. And that is the the end of the freebies. And then we got the human hunters that'll come pick them up. And then what happens after this is that they don't come home for a couple days. There's been no call from anyone for ransom or any of that. So Lorenzo Rossi and the two girls' fathers they're pretty concerned, and they've one of the fathers has heard of this group of people who works discreetly and can get things done, and they say, okay, give them the call, and that's exactly where it jumps to Radu from the first issue getting his phone call about some missing girls in Florida. So it's kind of the same thing, but it loops back on itself a little bit. You know what I'm saying? It tells us about 2 days before Radu getting the phone call, so kind of during what happened during their mission is what's happening right now in these free pages. So it's just a way to tell the story and connect everything together.
I love it. And apparently everybody else is loving it too. I wonder if I'll get in trouble if I like went all the way to the comic covers.
Well, the comic covers are next. Cover A is by Mateus Duarte. He is the interior artist. Atrocity Press. I mean, the first book we ever did, we didn't do it. That's the only one we haven't done it on. But our interior artist always gets standard cover A because we hate it when you go out and you buy a cover for a book and the cover is just beautiful and you open it up and the art on the inside is just trash. We have a lot of variant covers, and our variant covers are known there. It's a variant cover, So, but the standard cover is our interior artist all the time. That way, everyone knows what the art looks like. They know what they're getting, and they're good to go. And people have loved it. This is cover B by Mariah Benez, which is the sister of DC superstar artist Ed Benez, who did Superman and Wildcats and a few other things.
I love Wildcat.
Elsie Fritas doing Christine with her bandages. Everyone likes to do Christine with the bandages. So you're gonna see a lot of that because that happens in the first book when she's Frankenstein's female monster that gets she gets all thrown overboard because in the novel of Frankenstein he doesn't make a female monster. He was in the middle of making her and he threw everything in overboard in the ocean during a storm. So in our first book, he throws her overboard in the storm, and the lightning hits the water and brings her back to life. So and then she ends up washing up on the shore by this convent in Scotland, and they raise her and keep her, fixing her up and making her normal again, teaching her how to talk and everything because she's a shipwreck survivor.
Oh, and now I'm sympathetic. How could you
Yeah.
do this to me, Max?
I'm a writer. I'm supposed to play with people's emotions.
Here
And
we
then
go.
cover D is by Alfred Trujillo. I can't ever say his last name. I feel bad because I can't say the double L's.
Oh, is it
Trujillo.
Spanish?
Yeah, it's Trio.
Oh, so the two L's make a Y.
Yeah, Trujillo.
Trujillo.
There you go. You're better than I am. But it's a very painted cover. It's a very Frazetta style cover, which we really found awesome. This is one of the safer. This one has a safe for work and a not safe for work variant, which you can see later, that is covered up with nice little pows. I like the painting. I like the background, the fire on the stuff. It just reminds me of old Vampirellas and Creepy and Eerie magazines, stuff from back in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, who is this character again?
That's Cleo. That's one of
Oh,
the that's one of the human hunters. That's she's actually the mummy, and that's why she's in that background, the backdrop area with the.
so these are not the mummies?
No, she was just wrapped up. See, everyone thinks that she's the mummy, but we're letting them think that because it's a good storytelling device.
You fooled me.
Hmm. And Cleo's our computer hacker. She's super smart. She knows like 33 languages because we always notice that like whenever you see these movies with like monsters in nowadays times, like the monsters don't know what they're doing and like what's a computer and how do I use this,
Oh,
and
the fish out of
I'm like,
water.
yeah, they do that all the time, but if these monsters have been around for hundreds of years, they would have adapted with the times, so they would know these things.
Exactly.
So
Thank you,
Cleo,
Max.
so Cleo is a computer hacker. She basically helped invent the internet because she's thousands of years old. I mean, it's Cleopatra. So, Cleopatra, but it's Cleopatra. So she's she's beautiful, she's smart, and she's deadly.
Just like Max.
That's right.
Oh, I love the water here.
Hmm. This is Fred Benez, Ed Benez's brother, doing Freya, the magic witch character, as a little Emma Frost cosplay looking thing going on here, which we love, the White Ice Queen.
Oh, reminds me of Emma
As I
Frost.
said, doing the cosplay of Emma Frost. Yep.
Yes, I got it. Because I don't read Emma Frost. I just know what she looks like.
Fernando Cordero, he is the main artist or the only artist for Mary Machine Gun. And this is his cover with JC the Werewolf behind Christine with her bandages again. I think people like to use the bandages because they're visually striking and they can do a lot of things with them. Because see,
I didn't
Fernando,
realize it till looking at these covers that you could.
yeah, and this is another one that has a not safe for work variant where she's just standing there without any bandages whatsoever.
Who's the werewolf? I love werewolves, Max.
Werewolf is JC. He
JC.
is he's the Native American guy who is Radu's best friend.
Nice.
And I love werewolves too. That's why Mary Machine Gun fights werewolves in the Mary Machine Gun, the first Mary Machine Gun story arc. And we don't see enough werewolves anymore. You got
Exactly.
vampires everywhere and zombies everywhere and ghosts and slashers, and I'm like, what happened to just the werewolf? You know?
He gets it, guys. He understands me. That's why I got a werewolf profile picture, except mine's got a tail. And I know they don't have tails, really. I just like the look of
Yeah,
tails. But I get
they
called a
could.
furry staff. And they're like, "Are you a furry?" I'm like, "I just like werewolves. Werewolf films are cool."
If liking werewolves makes me a furry, then I'm as furry as they come.
I should have that type of positivity.
And then
And
Mateus
then
has another cover. Same guy,
okay.
same interior artist. He was working on this as a character study, and we just really liked the fact that they were at the docks, and the docks actually have a meaning in the story, and it looks cool. It's very 1990s USA television style looking. Like what do they have? Like what was the show they
Uh
had back then? Silk Stockings.
I was gonna say that I'm from Florida. I should know this. It's that cop show in Miami about a red-haired guy with sunglasses and the
Oh,
song.
and this it's not NCIS. It's CSI Miami.
Yes, I'm Miami. That's the one.
Yep. So a lot of this takes place. Since you're in Florida, there's a lot of this takes place in Florida. That's where the girls were kidnapped. They end up at the Florida the district that has the huge Port Miami, and they're like, okay, well we found the girls. They're somewhere in Port Miami, and then everyone's like, well that's like a tiny little place to figure out because Port Miami is huge. I'm sure if you've lived there, you've probably seen it before.
Never that far in Miami, unfortunately. Maybe someday, but it's too dang hot over there.
Yeah, it is. I lived in Miami for like 6 months, and it was hot. It was hot. It rained every day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, just long enough for it to be like a 20-minute rain. So it would be just enough to like really get that humidity cooking.
Mhm. It's raining here, by the way, so I'm hoping my last stream, because due to the rain, like the audio cut off, my camera cut off,
Oh
everything was
no.
like, and I'm like, no, and I'm like, please don't do that to this stream again.
You definitely don't want that to happen because
Oh, I forgot
I
to ask,
enjoy
are these
talking to you.
sisters?
No, they actually but the big guy Victor, who is the Frankenstein's monster, and Christine, who's the female Frankenstein's monster, we don't have them as like the bride of Frankenstein. We have, since they're both were created by the same person, they're brother and sister because they have the same father. Get it?
Ooh. I love
we
that.
always we thought that would be pretty cool. Plus, you know, Radu is the swinging playboy guy, so he's got to have all the girls to choose from.
Oh wait, he chooses them? He doesn't just have an all like just all of them, or
He in issue one, the not safe for work cover is all the girls in Radu naked on a bed with the camera on them. Here's the Alfred's his with the not safe for work version. Obviously, the pals will not be there when you purchase it.
Pow
but
pow.
for the internet, they had to be added.
Thank you, internet, so I don't get flagged.
Yeah.
That happened to me one time, and I'm like, you fricks.
Then there's more censoring due to Kickstarter. So the pals cover up the stuff, but as I said, see, she doesn't have her bandages on this time at all. This is the cover that I will be keeping.
Because of the werewolf, obviously.
Exactly, the werewolf in the moon. And I
Oh,
like
the moon is medieval.
the reflection of the moon off the water looks fantastic. He did a really awesome job with that.
I know, and I'm seeing some of the fire on the sides too.
Yep.
Or they're sparklers or fireworks or something like that. I don't know.
Flame.
And I'm glad he's not afraid of fire.
Um, for our not safe for work stuff, you
Oh,
purchase a
these are
not
prints.
safe for work cover, you get four not safe for work prints because we've reached $4,000 in funding. At every $1,000 in funding, we opened up a new print. So at $1,000, we opened up this print, which is Cleo, and the devil heads are covering her up. They will not be there in the print picture. This one is Christine. Then the
I'm
next
feeling
one
bad, but
is
also trying not to stare because it's so.
then that's Freya, the girl that was in the Emma Frost costume. And then we've got another one of Christine, because everyone likes to draw Christine because she's got the bandages and the really long hair. So
Mhm.
they get a lot of stuff they can play with. You know, the hair can be all over the place, and the bandages can be tar- targeted and placed specifically and everything.
I think it'd
And
be she was like a Rapunzel with her long hair.
we should do that sometime. Have them climb down her hair.
Yes,
um,
me.
we bringing back the Atrocity Press calendar. We used to do a calendar with like every product that we brought out. We'd have like Mary Machine Gun 1 had a calendar. Mary Machine Gun 2 had a calendar. And we decided that was too much work, so we weren't going to do calendars anymore. But then we decided, let's just do one calendar for the year, and we'll use all of our girls, so it'll be an Atrocity Press calendar. So we're doing that this year. So we've got like Mary will be January. I believe that is the
Do you want me
February
to zoom
one.
in?
No, that's fine. I know the picture. I'm just trying to think of the character's name. I think it's Donna. No, Donna's down in June. It's not Charlotte. I don't remember the name of that character. I'm such a bad producer of comic books. I got too many characters I can't remember them. I'll keep them all straight. But March is Leah. April is Micah. May is Charlotte. June is Donna. July is Rachel. And August is Aijin. So
I love July so much, to be honest, and I don't know why. I guess this is like, well, what can we do that's patriotic?
yeah.
And America,
I know that's what
this.
I told him. He goes, "What do you want for the theme in July?" And I was like, "America," and he's like, "America," because he's from Brazil. And I'm like, "Oh, it's a slang term for saying America." And he's like, "Oh,
Oh,
okay."
we gotta teach them.
So,
I wonder if my
yeah,
mom knows America. I
America.
gotta teach her that too.
The combo packs, you can get the Benez double team, which is both of the Benez covers, Ed Benez and Mariah Benez's covers. Or you can get the Alfred Trio combo pack, which is his safe for work and not safe for work cover. With that, because you get the not safe for work cover, you get the not safe for work prints. Or you can get Fern Cord's version of the safe for work, not safe for work, the naughty and nice, I guess you could say, cover of it. And you do get the prints with that too, because it's a purchase of a naughty, not safe for work cover. Digital. We have lots of digital customers. Uh, you can get the safe for work or either version of the not safe for work that you want for
Really?
digital. Yeah, we had people requesting the not safe for work digital covers, so I was like, yeah, I could do that.
I think you're the first person that I've ever like backed that you can actually choose which digital cover you want.
Yeah. I mean, we try to keep everything new and we listen to our customers and our backers and everything, you know? I mean, our backers we listen to more than we listen to our customers because our customers usually just buy stuff and roll out and don't say a whole lot, but the backers are very communicative and we get a lot of information to and from them. You know, like we get a lot of story information. Like, you know, we like this part of the story of this story, and we like this part of this story. We didn't care so much about this issue or this part of this story, and a lot of it usually comes down to, you know, wait and see. You mean we're only on issue one? Cut us some slack. Read the book. Read the book. You'll love it. Trust me. These stories are fantastic, and they
I can
pay.
attest to that.
And the art is just amazing. I mean, our art team is just they are on par with anything that could be put out by anybody nowadays. I mean, I don't care who it is, Image, Marvel, DC. I mean, the stuff that Atrocity Press puts out, we rival and most usually often surpass the other art that is being put out these days.
I honestly I will agree. And then we have like add-ons. Let's
Yep.
go.
Add-ons to the full Human Hunters that you can get all the safe for work covers for Human Hunters, issue number 2. Then we've got the full Human Hunters Not Safe for Work, which is all the covers of the Human Hunters, issue number 2. And then there's issue number 1. You can get all the covers for Human Hunters issue number 1. Or you can get all the covers for Human Hunters issue number 1 with the naughty one. See, now you can see the naughty one I was telling you about where they're all on the bed. That's
I
the
thought this was a table. It's not. It's because I'm not zoomed in.
yeah,
I'm like, why are you standing on a table?
and
Isn't
and we
this uncomfortable?
and we did a little bit of beefcake action. I mean, we do a lot of cheesecake. Don't get me wrong, people love the cheesecake, but we're like, hey, let's put some beefcake in there too. You know, help everybody out.
Helps me out. Thank you.
There you go.
But then it's like this one has a werewolf on it, so I'm gonna be biased towards the werewolf too. I can't. I can't. I'm a mess.
We make it difficult to choose. We do that for a reason. Then the full Mary machine gun, which is standard cover A of all first 1, 2, and 3 issues of Mary Machine Gun. And then the full Ninja Bimbos, which is Ninja Bimbos 1 and 2. Which Ninja Bimbos is the one that I just sent to the printer, now that I see the cover.
Oh, I can't wait.
So that'll be here in about 2 weeks, and then we'll fulfill that in a couple days, and people will start receiving their books probably in 3 weeks or so.
Yes, you guys ship
And
so
then
fast.
I know we try, we do as fast as we can. I mean, like there's a lot of people that they'll take their time when it comes to shipping and fulfillment. And I don't know how they're doing their fulfillment. I don't know what they're doing, but with me and Johnny, it was just 2 people. Johnny pulls the order and packages it up and puts it together in the Gemini while I'm inputting the stuff into the mailing system and printing the label. And by the time I'm done putting the stuff and printing the label, he's got the box put together. I slap the label on it, and we move on to the next one. We did 254 packages in one day last
Oh
time.
gosh. Make sure you're drinking water, Max, and other
Oh,
guy.
Johnny Reed, Coca-Cola. This is my addiction. Well, one of them.
Oh shoot. Question. Do you think
Yeah,
there's going to be like an omnibus for
Atrocity Press.
Atrocity Press where you got Ninja Bimbos, you got the Mary Machine Gun, you got the Human Hunters, you got all
Hmm.
of the jazz.
There will be once we get the first. trade paperbacks for Human Hunters, Mary Machine Gun, and Ninja Bimbos versus Zombies from Deep Space. And we've got all three of those trade paperbacks ready. We're going to put together like the Atrocity Press Omnibus, and we will have all of our books that we have. All three of those trade paperbacks will be in one huge, thick, dictionary-sized omnibus.
You mean a thesaurus size?
Thesaurus? What's another word for thesaurus?
Is there another word for thesaurus? I
I
mean,
don't think
like, you got a dictionary
so.
which has, the approved word, but then you have the thesaurus, which is like we're gonna add all the words, all of the meanings, every single
Everything.
thing,
It
and then
might
I'm gonna know
kind
more
of means
words.
it kind of means this a little bit, so we'll put that together with the rest of the list.
Oh, you got such a happy comment that makes me happy.
I'm one of Human Hunters now, like yesterday now. Awesome.
And there's water and
And beer
beer
and
and
coffee.
coffee.
That's true. They
But
can't
coffee
have.
dehydrates you, even though
So
it
they
has
say.
water.
So they say, and they say beer does too. But hey, it's a good time while you're going down.
I never go anywhere without my thesaurus.
Then our stretch
It's
goals, we've got we start out with trading cards every time because we've got a full trading card set that you can get. We're working on creating a whole set of trading cards. We finally come up with a universal card back, so people that have gotten the first few card sets from the Kickstarters will have some uh, very rare things because we're gonna be printing all of our cards with these new card backs now, which we don't show you in here obviously, but because we just got it designed, but it does exist. I promise you. But our first trading card is Cleo. We did a lot of pinup style stuff, so we've got her on the phone sitting next to the jukebox.
I love jukeboxes so much. They just look so nice.
Then Christine in the Human Hunters uh, cheerleader outfit. Those are the two that we have opened up. We're working towards opening up. When we hit $5,000, we will open up the Freya card, which is next. And I'm going to foil this card because it just screams to be foiled.
Oh, Nick is here. He was the one that I told you about who had that that theme song for Ninja Bimbos.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he wrote it down here too. How nice of you, Nick. There we go. Ninja Bimbos and a half top bimbo power.
Ninja Bin was in a half top. Bimble
Turtle.
power. And then we've got another Freya card that will be coming up right after that one, and this was more of her dressed down uh, in
It's
that
very 90s.
that girl next door in the 90s look. And then the bookmark is Alfred's artwork, so we use that for Alfred's we use Alfred's artwork for the bookmark because I really like that Vampirella look to the artwork. That's just something that I really enjoy.
Oh, I found a fish.
Oh, there's a
Never
fish in the
noticed it.
water. Then we've got the LC Free Test sticker. That'll be coming. That'll be available. I don't remember what number, but at some thousand. And then at $10,000, we have the Christine poker chip. We do poker chips every time. Sometimes we get to them, sometimes we don't get to them, but the poker chips are of extremely high quality. They're actually made of clay. They're not like some cheap plastic crap.
Ooh.
So our poker chips are on point. They actually have weight to them. It definitely feels like something you would get at a casino and not something you'd get out of a bicycle card game.
Wait, so do people actually use these chippy thingies to play in real life?
At home, yeah, all the time. I mean, like you come in, you say this one's worth 50 cents, this one's worth $1, and this one's worth $5. You know, and then everybody plays like that.
So I'll get the $5 human hunters little token thingies. You get the $2. Yeah, let's go.
And the
Crime is
comic book
done.
is done. It's done. We don't put out any comic books onto Kickstarter until the comic book is finished. So that's one of the ways we can ship so fast. Because as soon as it's done, as soon as the Kickstarter is finished, it takes 2 weeks for Kickstarter to pay us. And then by that time, we're ready to go. As soon as the money comes in, we send off the print order. And then it takes 2 weeks from the time that we send off the print order to the comics arriving to us. And then after that, the first Wednesday that we have available is when we begin fulfillment, and we'll start shooting them out. And this time, we're actually going to do it a little bit different. We usually would release the digital version because everyone that buys a physical version gets a digital version too. Um, Everybody that buys a digital version gets the digital versions. Usually, we used to set it up to where the day we mailed everything out was the day we released the digital version. But this time we're going to release the digital version whether the day that all the comic books arrive from being printed. That way we know that there hasn't been some sort of printing error and nothing's gone awry. Because that could happen, you know. I mean, we are with that, you know, we're relying on another company to do something. Comics Wellspring, who we print with, has been nothing but awesome. They've printed everything. Whenever there's a problem, they fix it right away. They don't charge us extra money for it. If you call them, a person picks up the phone.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, I'm not. And it's not like, you know, you call them and it's like you have to migrate or navigate through some sort of phone tree either. It's just like you call them and they answer the phone, Greco Printing, and you're like, oh, what happened? I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Give me a second. I thought you were gonna be a computer.
Happens to me all the freaking time. Oh, whoops. Trying to pin your Kickstarter for there we go. Haha. And now I'm about to make people in this chat room bankrupt. Good stuff.
It's good though. I mean, if you're gonna have to go bankrupt, you might as well go bankrupt read Atrocity Press.
Exactly. And then here is my pledge. Now that I know that issue 1 cover A has the werewolf one in it, I will die happy.
You're good to go. You are good to go.
I got to get the bookmark. I got to get the bookmark cuz it's a bookmark. I will
Yep.
always get bookmarks.
Well, if we get there, if we get to the bookmark, I will make sure that you get it.
Yee! I got to make my own too. But
All
Vistaprint's
of our
hard, okay?
Yeah, all of our covers are also they're like 15 bucks. You know, some people do like $25 covers and $30 covers and stuff like that. Our standard, unless it's something like a metal cover or a foil cover or a real high-end artist. I mean, obviously, if it's like a real high-end artist and you're paying a couple grand for a cover, you know, you're gonna have to make that up somehow. So you got to
Is
take the
that
book
why I'm
price up.
seeing $30 to $50 on variant covers now?
Sometimes, yeah, these
Gosh
variant
dang.
artists can get expensive. Uh, I mean, uh, when would Atrocity be interested in letting me do a few titles on my channel?
He does audio comics.
Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, if you want to do audio comics, that'd be awesome. I've seen Ben Dunn from Antarctic Press who's been doing Ninja High School in an audio format, so that would be pretty cool.
He
I don't know.
has his channel where I think the most popular one is rather like the Alien series or the shoot, who's that artist? Todd, is it Todd McFarlane? Todd McFarlane,
The Spawn,
Spider-Man, Wolverine.
yeah, and the
Yeah.
Spawn.
Yeah. Has he done Spawn yet? I actually have no idea. I
Well,
should check.
Todd McFarlane invented Spawn.
Oh, that's right.
Yep, Todd
I'm pretty sure
McFarlane
it was still
invented
Todd
Spawn.
McFarlane. Correct me on that, dead guy. Because I've also been doing some stuff for him, audio wise as well.
Cool. You doing the female voices?
Yeah, he finally has a female voice. What I'm doing for is the Crow.
Okay, the original comic book
Yeah.
with the seven issues or the trade paperback. That's a good one.
I
How
didn't
many
know it was in
angels?
black and white.
Yep. How many angels can dance on the head of a nail or whatever? He's got
Yeah,
the
exactly.
hammer
That
at the
one.
end. That's a good one. I like that one a lot better. I mean, the movie was really good. The 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 pawn shop scene was almost shot for shot exactly like the comic book. But other than that, they changed a lot of things for Hollywood. Like you could kill the bird and he loses his powers and all this stuff because none of that was in the comic book. He just went through and exacted his vengeance on everybody and then was done.
I have to see the movie still. I haven't read it and I haven't seen it. I didn't even know it was based on a comic.
Yeah, it's a great.
R.I.P. Bruce Lee's son.
Brandon Lee. Yep, that
Oh.
was that was super sad when he passed. We were because my buddy Dave was real big into martial arts because it happened when we were in high school. He was real big into martial arts. We were getting ready. We were all super hyped about The Crow, and then the news comes out that Brandon Lee got shot on set, and unfortunately he passed away. Um, but he went into like mourning for like weeks. He was wearing black and just not showering. we're like, we're like, dude, I understand you like the guy a lot and everything, but come on, man, you need to bathe.
You can sunk in the bath, with the lavender
Yeah,
oil and rose
yeah.
petals for morning.
Skulk in the bath with the bath bomb. They didn't have bath bombs back then.
Oh, that's true. Not to say you're old.
Yeah, I am old. I am old. I'm old. I'm
Usually
old.
people don't like, they're like, no, don't remind me of my age. I don't want to be reminded I'm old. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
I'm old. I'm fine with it. I've had a good 44 years so far.
Your 40s? In your
For,
mid
40,
40s?
44. Yep.
Nice. Okay,
I
like
could
I
have
thought
thought.
you were
I could have
old.
swore you were. I could have swore you were 60.
No, like the way you were talking, I thought you just looked older than how you look. And I'm like, oh, okay, so it might be like a mid 60s, something like that, early to mid
No,
60s, maybe. But
I
you're
mean,
only
not.
40s, you're not even old.
See, when I was younger, I said 40 was old, and just because I hit 40 doesn't mean my standards should change. I've just become old. I mean, if I went to the club, I would be the old guy at the club. And you don't want to be that guy. You don't want to be that guy for sure.
Apparently for the new generation, me being almost 27 is already old to them.
Wow.
They're like, "Oh my gosh, Bianca, you're old." And I'm like, "What? I'm about to be 27. What do you mean?"
I'm still in my 20s. I just got out of I just got out of high school just a little bit ago.
Well, it's been like 8 years. It feels more than 8 years? More than 8 years, I'm pretty sure, if I got the math right.
Yeah, but does it feel that long? I mean, like I can still think of like stuff that happened in high school and feels like it just happened just the other day.
Yeah, same with middle school. Middle school and high school, I have a pretty good, memory on those.
I don't have much of a memory of my middle school years, but they weren't really that. I didn't do a whole lot during my middle school years. I remember I started smoking cigarettes when I was in middle school.
What?
Yep. I had braces when I was in middle school. I remember that.
While you were smoking?
Um, yeah.
Doesn't that feel weird?
I'm sure it did, but I was a rebellious 13-year-old. I do what I want. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. I just started smoking because smoking was cool, and my friend Steve Gibson was a smoker, and he was like, "Here, try this out," and I was like, "Hey, that's actually kind of tasty."
Really? I
Yeah,
can't. Was it bubblegum flavor?
no, it's just regular flavored cigarette. It wasn't menthol or anything.
Oh, I can't. I just get nauseous every time
Hey,
I'm around
don't
one.
don't start. It's when I started smoking cigarettes, they were 80 cents a pack. Now look
80
at them.
cents. Taking
Yeah,
your tax money.
now it's now they're $8 a pack.
Are y'all going to link his Kickstarter page? I did! It's in the pinned comment, Otis. Open up your eye holes, bro. Saying, are y'all gonna link it? I linked it, okay?
The
I linked it.
peepers.
I ain't lazy sometimes.
Sometimes,
Yes,
not all the time.
exactly. All right, we got digital human hunters, just $10, guys. Just $10. It is a steal. And then
Yep.
the pledge for cover A physical, $5 more. That's
Plus,
not a
it gives you a digital.
and it gives you
So,
the digital anyway.
yep. I mean, as you can see, we're trying to push people into buying physical copies of the book because we believe that physical media is dying, and we like people to have physical stuff. I like physical things. Well, I like physical media. But I'm not going to say that digital isn't here to stay. And I'd say 35% of our customer base or our backers, they're digital. They're digital readers. So, um,
Did you say 35%?
yes, 35% of people that back
Holy
our back our stuff are digital. I mean, go back up to the digital tier.
Oh, shoot,
Um,
passed it. There we go.
got what 9 backers so far on it, and that's out of almost 90. So we're already at 10%.
Ding. And there's only four for cover A and three for cover B. Dang, the digital have the most.
You know, but we're still early in the campaign,
Yeah, we
so we've
got
got
like 20-ish days
yeah,
left.
like 22 days, I believe. Or by tonight, it'll flip over and say 21.
Mhm. I got a question. It says here that
Yep,
the estimated delivery is in January 2023. Do you just like what's it called? Do the farthest expectation that you can?
pretty much. It won't be January, but Christmas time in December is coming up, so that slows things down when it comes to shipping because there's just a billion packages being shipped all over the world. So um, we we will ship them at the end of or sometime in November, but we like to say January to give us an extra time just in case something happens like the printer comes back and says, "Hey, by the way, we're out of this type of paper and can't print uh, your your trading cards," you know. So, and that's happened to my buddy Larry, who's in the chat, Naobu. He uh he had coasters that were being made, and as an add-on, or not an add-on, a stretch goal, they were coasters for Niobe, and the company didn't have the stuff to print the coasters on, and it kept taking longer and longer and longer, and he had to end up switching something else out because uh his he just it would just have to it would take so long to wait for the coasters. But we have luckily enough we have not come across any paper shortage problems. At Atrocity Press, we've always hit our goal.
Where are you getting the paper? Is it toilet paper?
It is toilet
Apparently
paper.
everybody's having one. Paper issues. Even the newer ones that are coming out. Boom. Sorry guys, delay. We have paper issues. And I'm like, how? Other people are saying they're not having paper issues though.
I know. I think it really just depends on where the paper is sourced from originally. Cause like, remember when we had all those boats like parked off of California just waiting to unpack their stuff because it was all coming in from China and there was a big backlog because of COVID.
Yeah.
I think the people that used foreign sourced paper from like China and other places over there that were shipping it across the sea, I think they're having issues with their stock. But people that were getting paper from Canada, they're not having as much problem with their stock and stuff that we do. You can get some paper from the U.S. It's not as common to see paper mills and stuff in the U.S. anymore. They're more of a Chinese and a Canadian thing, but they still exist in America. You can still get American-made paper. Probably cost you $20 a sheet, but you can get it.
Can you like are you able or are like we able to like outsource? Like how much would a Germany or Brazil paper cost? Switzerland
um,
paper.
you can do that. You can. I mean, we looked at getting them printed in Brazil, but the uh, the shipping cost to ship them from Brazil to the United States it makes it very prohibitive, prohibitive,
I think that's what it is. Too, because I'm the same
prohibitive.
way.
Yes, it just made it not possible to do, and the fact that it could take 2 weeks, it could take 3 months for it to arrive from Brazil. It's really uh,
Management.
iffy. It's iffy on how fast the stuff gets here, and so we decided just to stay with the printer inside the U.S. You know,
And Canada doesn't exist.
Canada does not exist. Larry lives in a country that does not exist.
Exactly. Also, why is nobody getting cover G? Look at cover G. Cover G is amazing. Also, you got that girl on the right side who has like two different colored eyes. I just noticed.
Yep, she was made. She's a Frankenstein's creature, so she had two different eyes because they created it from two different people.
The other one is boring. She just has two normal eye colors. Better get on that. Oh gosh. Well, scroll down, you turd.
You buy
Okay.
that, you'll be good because you'll have some of the lowest print run stuff ever.
Exactly. Oh, this one also has 9, which is the digital catch up. Wow.
Yep. So see right there, that's now we're at about 20% of our backers are digital, and 30% of our readers are female, which I
You're only
figured that
35%. I'm just kidding.
I figured that we would be more skewed. I mean, we are heavily skewed towards a male audience, but I figured we'd be more heavily skewed towards a male audience. But no, women like the Atrocity Press books. They like the sexy women too. They like the powerful women.
I
You
do.
know, they don't.
Honestly, when I first saw Ninja Bimbos, I'm like, what the crap is this? This is some like what? Maybe not misogynist, but I don't care. And then when I had you, Larry, and Sam on, I'm like, wait, you're the Ninja Bimbos guy? Okay, let me see what this is. And I'm like, okay, this is actually kind of interesting. And then I read it and I was like, shoot, this is pretty good. Dang it. This is actually really funny. Darn you, Max. You're a good writer.
Yeah, me and Johnny do what we can. You know, we
Oh, and Johnny. Pay my
yeah,
respects to Johnny too.
the 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 joke with the zombie eating the girl, and she's like, "But you're a vegan."
Yeah, you're vegan.
We thought that was one of the higher ends of our joke writing for that book. I was like, "This is perfect, and it works." because most of the time when you're doing jokes in comics, it has to be like something that looks silly or something that uh, it doesn't require timing because you can't tell how fast somebody's going to read a book, you know. So like, and a lot of jokes require timing. You know, it's the timing of the delivery of the punchline. It's the timing of the delivery of the story of that you're telling for the joke. Um, so something that you can't really it's a variable that you can't dictate is how fast somebody reads. So you know you can't have jokes that require timing in comic books. So you have to go with different styles of jokes, surprise, shock, and things that look silly. Really.
What if like you're really bad at jokes, but you wanted to write a comedy? You would have to hire somebody else, wouldn't you, to write the book?
Then you make Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I love Napoleon Dynamite.
No, that movie, it's all right. I just
It's my
nothing
favorite
happens
movie
really.
of all time. The
No,
dry humor is amazing.
I was watching it, and I remember when it first came out, and I was watching it, and I was like, "Isn't something gonna happen?"
No, the entire movie, nothing really happens.
Nothing ever happens. He goes and like does a little dance contest thing at the very end, and that's the 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 pinnacle of the film, and you're just like, okay, this was different.
I love to rewatch that on YouTube. Greatest thing ever. And of course, everybody got to dance along while you're listening to it. You can't just sit down.
No, you got to put on your moon boots and everything.
I find it funny that the safe for work tier, the digital deluxe tier, we don't
Yep,
have any backers yet, but as soon
nothing.
as the NS not safe for work one, you already have 4 backers.
Yep.
We don't
They
want
like
no dang not safe for work ones.
one of the lame to say for work stuff. Let's give me the nudity. Give me the nudity, boss.
Like the I feel like the nudity ones usually have like such the best art sometimes. I don't
Yeah,
know if
I
it's
mean,
the placement of the nipples or what. Maybe I watch too much Golden Boy anime. I don't know. I'm just like, yes, I understand. I appreciate this art too.
well, a lot of these artists have been doing figure drawing forever. So when you cut them into the nudity and they can just do the figure drawing again, it's it they fall back into something familiar, and they don't have to do a whole bunch of extra work drawing extra clothes on there, so they can just do the figures themselves, and I think that helps out, makes it look good. And there's the full
Really
hunter,
glad that you're safe for
the
work.
not safe, the not
195.
safe for work.
3 backers.
Mhm. I mean,
Let's
that's
go.
that's every cover we've got though. That's
Exactly.
and then for $5 more, you can get a commission from Mateus, the guy who does the interior art. There's 2 left,
I
and
can't afford that with my paycheck. Oh, dang it.
maybe you could do a GoFundMe to crowdfund what you need to get on this crowdfund.
What? Basically, no porn. You lost a customer. I'm leaving. Goodbye.
uh,
I'm
yeah,
just
we don't want to have anything that can get people in the artist in Brazil in trouble because sending porn across state lines in Brazil is a felony or something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember something like that. I wonder if it's like that for the other Hispanic Latin countries.
I don't know. It could be.
In Honduras, they don't even got their own cartoons or an animation studio.
Wow. But Brazil, they will open your stuff up and check it out too. They are not bashful when it comes to checking out what you're mailing outside of the country.
They're very tough over there.
Well, a lot of their stuff they like we were looking at a tablet, a drawing tablet for Fernando, and it was cheaper for me to buy one on Amazon than it was for him to buy one locally in Brazil. So we're like, okay, well, I'll probably end up buying it off Amazon and shipping it to you. But then we started checking that, like, when they get stuff in the mail, if it's an electronic device, is a 50% tax on the value of it. So, and they're the ones who determine what the value is, not what you paid for it. So it was actually going to cost us more for me to buy it in Amazon, ship it to him, and him pay the taxes than it was just to buy it already in Brazil from a distributor there. And I'm pretty sure they do that on purpose. So you buy from inside the country.
Sorry, I'm contemplating now
Oh, you're
whether
good. You're good.
to change my
Your
cover.
pledge, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm like, do I want to add on one? And I can just, I really want this cover.
That cover is awesome. That's one of my favorite covers. I like JC the werewolf. That's how big he is compared to Christine in the back. I mean, he
Yes,
is
the
just,
big floofy floof.
and
I mean, it's
he
still
looks
the same
vicious.
price, isn't it? Like 15 and
Yeah,
15.
yep, $15.
My pledge will be updated today.
All right.
What made you get into comics, by the way?
I did comics. I've read comics from the time I was younger, like much younger, all the way up until uh, I started making comics. And then I stopped reading as many of them. But
It's because you're too
so
busy
for
making them?
yeah, pretty much. I don't have time. Like everyone's like, "Have you seen Andor? Have you seen She-Hulk? Have you seen this?" I'm like, "Look, dude, I don't have time to watch anything. I'm running a company that puts out like 4 comic books a year so far, and we're busy as hell. So I mean, I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I just don't have time. Maybe I got bad time management skills. I don't know exactly what it is, but I don't get to see a whole lot. I have seen the new Hellraiser. I made sure to make time for that because I had to
Mhm.
see new Hellraiser,
Oh,
which
yeah, that's right. It did come out. I've totally forgot about it.
which I'll tell you what, the thing about Hellraiser, the 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 lighting, the special effects, the acting, the set design, the pacing, everything fantastic. The storyline, the first 50% is boring as hell. It is just dull. And the movie's like 2.5 hours long, so that's like an
Wow.
hour and 15 minutes, hour of just sitting there like being kind of bored. And you're just like, come on. But once they get to the main little place, it really picks up and starts feeling more like a Hellraiser film.
I'm so sorry that happened.
That's okay. I mean, I'm not like everyone else. Is like, it sucked. It was terrible because I didn't have everything I liked about it. No, I mean, it looked great. The movie put together fantastic. I mean, the acting was good. There wasn't anything to it. It was just it's just the story I could have dealt with a little bit more up front, instead of putting it all on the back end.
Ah, that's why you gotta write it. I'm just kidding.
Hmm. I'd write a Hellraiser story. That'd be awesome.
Oh, well, why not a Hellraiser parody?
There's so many Hellraiser parodies with like Woody the Pooh being the Pinhead and all that stuff. Maybe he wasn't Pinhead. He was the Chatterer, I think, was Winnie the Pooh when they did the Cenobites, the Cenobites in the 100 Acre Woods or whatever. I don't remember.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, it wasn't like put out as an animation or anything, but there's a picture that someone has made of it long ago, and it was on the Facebook.
I'm too scared to check it out. Sounds too scary.
You can Google anything and it end up with porn. So I'm always scared to check things out too. Let me see if I can find it. Winnie the Pooh Cenobites. Who's Cenobites?
And now I want cereal. I don't know why.
Here we go. And I'll zoom in on this here for you. And then I'll come over here and I'll share my screen real quick. Just click on my screen. So, yep, there we go. And see? So I guess he was Pinhead.
Okay, it's not as scary as I thought. I'm not gonna have nightmares.
How about this one? That's kind of creepy.
It reminds me of a that is Friday nights with Freddy's. Wait, what?
Five Nights at Freddy's.
Friday Night with Freddy's. That's the one.
Yep. I'm hip. I'm cool. I know things.
I never played it.
I
I don't
only
think
know
I'm
of it because
scared.
my son played it. You don't like scary games?
I get scared too easily. So
Mm.
like having IBS is not a good combo too.
Yeah, that's true. Being scared and having IBS that could be messy.
I can share this with my audience. They're grown. Plus, it's fun to share that IBS jokes with your friends. I got tons of them. None of
Yep.
them are Taco Bell. That's because
One
Taco
of
Bell doesn't affect me for some reason.
you traded it off. You traded it off. Everything else affects you except for Taco Bell.
And Burger King and
Burger
Denny's.
King.
Those ones don't affect me, but they affect everybody else.
Yeah, they do. I like Burger King. I think their fries are some of the best fries that you can get at a fast food place, as long as they're pretty new. They don't have to be super brand new. If they are super brand new, it's even better. But as long as they're relatively new, they're not so bad. But like if you go to McDonald's and you don't get new fries, it's just like this soggy mess of strings in a box, in a little carton.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Have you ever been to a con and met like fans?
Yeah, we've me and Johnny just did a convention um September 10th. It's called Free State Con, and we met a whole lot of people that day. That was a really good con. It was a smaller convention, very comic centric. Um, so everyone that came along was really into the comic books themselves, and we had people that were like, "Oh, can we get this signed?" We're like, "Yeah, no problem." Why didn't you get it signed on the Kickstarter? We don't
Because
charge.
getting signed by you in person is what makes it
Yeah,
worthwhile.
I didn't think of it that way, but that could be true because, like, I won't buy um comic books and stuff like that. I typically don't buy them off of eBay. Part of my part of my thing is to find it in the wild, because it always seems to be more interesting when you find something that you're looking for out in the wild. When I found my Vampirella #1 at the look at that. You guessed
I've
the
been trying
bar.
to get this camera working for a long time because I literally did my hair and I'm like, I can't believe my camera is like acting up now. And it's been like an hour and I got this background made for me. I paid $80 for this background.
Oh,
I
for the
love it.
piano bar? That's nice.
It's
I like that too.
like a it's supposed to be like a 1920s and 1960s inspired jazz cafe. I told
Yeah.
him to add a bookshelf, which is like on the right, which I'm really glad
Yeah.
he did because book,
Behind the bar.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. Whoever did that did a really good job on the 3D art.
Brazil.
Yep, Brazilians. Yay. I love my
And the first
Brazilians.
description is like, I draw boobs. And I'm like, I got you. You're gonna do some stuff for me. I think I follow him on Twitter or he follows me on Twitter. One of those things, but he has like OC art and like she's beautiful. I'm so like jealous that he can draw well because I can't draw.
Oh, I know I can't draw at all. That's why I got this drawing tablet here, so I can start maybe learning to sketch. That way I can at least get some of my ideas out to the artist.
So here's my stick figure. I want this character to do this and
Pretty
that.
much. Pretty much. Or I can use it to circle things and say, "Hey, this hand looks weird," or this foot looks weird.
It's
Come on,
always
Rob
like,
Liefeld.
what would be your favorite thing about like the comic making process?
My favorite thing, and shocker, it's the writing of the comic book because with that, that's when the that's when the creativity begins. You know, we don't when we write our books, we don't put a whole bunch of like hardcore detail into it. I've seen some people write their scripts and it was like there's a table and on the table are keys and a cup full half full of coffee and this and this and then on the floor there's a bunch of trash and then in the trash you see this guy laying in covered in newspapers and he's sleeping on the floor and blah 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 and they go to these big long descriptions. When we write it, we'll just be like, "There's a coffee table. It's got a coffee cup on it. There's a homeless guy sleeping on the floor next to it with covered in newspapers." And then we let the artist be an artist. You know, we let them be creative. Let them do the creation of the image because that's what they like to do. I mean, they're an artist. I mean, let them be the creative force that you give them the idea and then they take it and create something based off of what you said and then you see your idea come to life and that in itself is one of the best things. I mean, I think the best thing is the writing aspect because I'm a writer, but seeing it come to life too, like when they first do the drawings of your writing, that's second best.
Anything about meeting your fans the third best?
Well, meeting the fans is third best, but I mean, I've only met the fans at that one con. That's the only convention we've done, so I haven't met very many fans. I like meeting fans on things like this on shows. I've been on a lot of panel shows, and everyone's like, "Oh, I love your books," and I'm like, "Thank you, that's awesome." But
You need to come to Florida.
I know we're we're looking at firing up our convention schedule real soon. Now that we've got some books in the making and everything's all scheduled for the books to be made. Next year, we want to do Planet Comic Con in Kansas City because it's local, and then we want to do C2E2 in Chicago. But the year after that, there's one in Orlando that we want to do. Then there's one in Texas that we want to do. And then of course we want to do C2E2 and Planet again, and then probably some smaller regional stuff. I think that'd be the way to do it. You know,
Dang,
keep
I
the
haven't been
keep.
to Orlando in forever.
Yeah, I've got friends that live in Orlando, so I can beg them to crash on their floor. Come on, man, just let me sleep on the floor so I don't have to pay $300 a night in a hotel room.
Sleeping on the floor is actually pretty comfortable. I can sleep on the floor just fine.
Yeah, I got no problems with it. I was in the army for 6 years. I can sleep anywhere.
My house is the army. You sleep on the floor. That's
On the
it.
floor is all you get. Do I get a blanket or a pillow? You have to earn
No.
those.
The carpet is your pillow. The carpet is are not comfortable. Don't use the carpet.
We'll give you a rock. There's a big rock outside. You can go pick that up and bring it in for a pillow.
And see, this is why the comedy is so good. We bounce off each other very well.
Exactly. That's the way me and Johnny write. It's weird the way we write because, like, I'll be writing something, be typing it out, and he'll be like, you should do this," and I'm like, already writing it, man. Or or he'll be saying something. I'll be like, and then we could do it like this, and he goes, "That's exactly where I was going with this." So we're pretty simpatico when it comes to the writing, and then with our artists, we're really connected to them. I mean, they give us pretty much anything that we ask for. They come through, not only come through successfully, but brilliantly.
I had a thought and it went and escaped my
It
mind.
escaped your brain. I saw it go. I saw it leave.
Oh gosh, what was it? Oh, and I'm touching my face after I put on moisturizer.
Oh
No.
no, you
Oh,
can't do that.
I know.
That'll
It's
that'll
beef tallow, so it gets pretty greasy when you touch it.
yeah, yeah.
Dang, what was it? Was it about the writing? Was it about the art? Oh, it was about the writing. So in terms of like you are a
Mhm.
writer
Yep.
and like your characters seem like at least visually pretty young. Like these are groups of 21-year-old
Yeah.
girls.
20,
Do
20,
you
27.
like obviously they're not in like a specific generation as we have like here, but like do you think a writer should like update their, how would you say it, lingo or
Lingo.
something like that, lingo slang?
um, Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't work. You know, I think that when it comes to writing, if you can really speak that lingo, then you should probably use it. If you can't speak that lingo and it's just like something that you don't use, like I don't think I would ever write the word yeet. I mean, I had to
Yeet.
ask my son. I had to ask my son yeet what the hell yeet even meant. You know, he's like, oh, it's like when you just take something and you yeet it. And I'm like, yeah, but what the hell is yeeting? And he's like, oh, that's when you just throw something. And I'm like, okay, then why don't you just say throw? He's like, you're old.
No. And I actually like, even though I'm like a very older like generation Y millennial or whatever it's freaking called nowadays, I don't
Yeah,
know.
who knows? No one
So
knows anymore.
so I'm closer to the Generation Z. So I've heard so many of these, but I purposely decided not to learn them. So,
Hmm.
but when you're working with people who are Generation Z and they constantly use that around you, I ended up adopting it. And I'm like, when did I start saying yeet? When did that happen? I'm
Yeah.
saying
So,
period.
like, we use the words like it's just the same thing as uh, any slang. The word cool. That was something that when I was younger, when your parents were like, "That's cool," and you're like, "You're totally not cool for saying the word cool. You need to stop." Not knowing that their generation was the one who created the word cool.
And now we have
But
fire. Like we don't say that's cool, we say that's fire.
yep,
Then
yes,
apparently there's lit. This is
yep,
lit. And I'm like, but wait, isn't lit the same thing as
is
fire?
fire.
And I'm like, okay, so I can put it together. Oh man, this party is so lit that it's fire.
This party got so lit it was turned into fire. And then we
Lit
yeeted
was
that shit.
on
Then we yeeted that shit
fire.
so it didn't burn us up.
It'd be such a funny little a mini comic issue with just that word, people just throwing it out there.
Just trying, it's fun. Just anybody using the word yeet. My son's actually writing a comic called Neighborhood Watch, and it's about this neighborhood watch group who's like their wives are a bunch of Karens. So they run the neighborhood association, and so the husbands created the neighborhood watch, which is a way for them to just go hang out with each other and drink beer while their wives were at uh, those homeowners
Usually,
association meetings, and they end up getting hit by this. this lightning bolt hits a power generator that explodes and ends up giving them all different powers. So
Ooh.
they actually become like super powered guys, and one of them gets like super strength. And he stops this robbery at a gas station. The guy's like robbing it, and the guy's like, "Hey, you need to stop that. You can't rob this place." Shut up, go away. I'm on the phone. And the guy's like, oh, he pulls a gun out and he punches him in the head, but he's got super strength and he doesn't know how to control it. So
Oh
he
no.
punches the guy's head clean off his body, and it goes and shatters the door and goes out the door and across the street, and it's like just panels of this head rolling across the street and across different things, and it rolls until it hits the till it stops at the bottom of a grocery cart. And
Oh
it
my gosh.
just the way he described it, it's going to be hilarious. And that's what the little thing I was telling you about. Shocking jokes, you know, jokes that are shocking or work in comic books. There's no timing required for that.
Shocking comedy is my specialty. But
Shocking
never
comedy
on
is fun.
purpose.
Shocking comedy is always some of the most fun comedy. That Mel Brooks style comedy. When you pull all the racism out of it, sometimes it's still good.
Hi, Geek Getaway. Hi, you're Justy Views now. When did you change your name? When everybody changes their name, I'm like, wait, who are you? I keep thinking it's like somebody posing as you. Oh gosh.
Someone's trying to no, that's not catfishing. What would it would be impersonating
Oh, that's what it
impersonating
is.
you.
Isn't that still a catfish?
It could be, I guess, technically.
That's right. Comment
Cuz
about
you're
catfishing next. You got hacked, but it's all good. Are you serious? If you are, I hope it's not true. But if you did, I'm sorry. He just lost
Yeah,
his password. Oh, okay.
getting hacked
Um,
is be no good, that's for sure.
you got to do the two-step verification spell. Is what we're calling it.
Yeah, two-step verification, then you got to like s- call them and chant words into the phone, and they're going to eventually they're going to have a thing. It's like a little thing that's on your keyboard that you stick your thumb into, and it like pricks your thumb and does
Oh,
a DNA test or something in order to unlock your computer or your phone or something. I swear, just wait, it'll happen.
not recommended for anemic people.
Probably not, but they'll
Oh
do
gosh,
something
I
that'll
just
that'll
imagine
that'll
it.
DNA test you to unlock your stuff. I know it'll happen. It just can't not happen.
I mean, we're already inserting chips in brains, are we not? Or was it
Exactly.
hands?
I
It's
think it
one of
was in
those
hands.
things.
Yeah, I think it was in the hand, but the brain was controlling it.
What?
Yeah, it was a chip that was implanted in someone's like hand or their arm, and the brain controlled it, so it actually allowed the nerves in the hand to work again, so the guy could open and close his hand and stuff, and actually use his hand. So
Ew.
it was in Popular Mechanics or something like that. I was reading about that in. It's super cool. I mean, the fact that the brain can control something. I mean, it's getting close to Terminator stuff.
I mean, apparently Elon Musk tried it on chimps and they all died.
Yeah, yeah,
Those poor chimps. It's a Dawn of the Planet of the Apes all over again. No,
yeah.
Rise? Battle of the Planet of the Apes, whatever. I watched the 1960s one for the
Yep.
very first time. I loved it. I saw all 5 movies. Number 2 sucks.
Yeah, number two is not very good. But number one, the first one was really good. Every Thanksgiving we watch man, what was the movie we were just talking about?
Planet of the Apes?
Planet of the Apes. Sorry, I'm a little stoned. Um Planet of the Apes, we watch Starship Troopers, and then we usually watch a bunch of Doctor Who.
Nice.
Cuz my dad will
Nice.
come over, and those are he likes Planet of the Apes and Doctor Who. I like Doctor Who, and I like Starship Troopers. So
And I like Planet of the Apes and Starship Troopers.
Yep.
I'll just join in.
There's a table. There's a spot at the table if you want to come by.
All right, everybody. So we are nearing the end
Oh,
of our
already?
wonderful live stream. I know, right? I don't do it as long as Larry does. Wait, let me
Oh
fix
no,
my
that's fine.
wording. I don't do long streams like Larry does, mostly because my IBS gives me a crap ton of fatigue. So I'm
Yeah.
just like out of it after an hour.
No, I don't blame you. I try to keep mine down to an hour too whenever I do a live stream, just because I don't think that anybody has. They don't want to sit around and listen to me jabber for 3 hours. About what? About comic books and video games? Anybody can do that on the internet. They got better opinions than I do.
But you can't have a better opinion if
I could.
it's an opinion.
That's true. They're much better at expressing their opinion quickly than I am. See, like, I'm a writer, so I'm really good at like, oh man. 20 minutes later, I was in an argument with someone, and 20 minutes later, I'd be like, "Oh, that would have been such a sweet comeback. Wish I would have just used that.
You say it in the
Wish I."
shower, and your shampoo bottles are like, "Oh my gosh!" Those are the best ones.
Yep.
All right, guys. So make sure you follow. Wait, do you have a YouTube channel?
I don't have. Well, I do have a YouTube channel, but I don't really post much to it. We're gonna next year when we have something every month. We're gonna be doing a Atrocity Press live. We do Atrocity Press live randomly now, um, but we will be doing one every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Time, which will be 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be doing that pretty much weekly throughout the whole of next year. That's the plan, at least. We'll see how well it sticks up. Then we'll have Fernando either drawing or coloring something while we're on stream. Then it'll be me and Johnny, and then whoever our guests are, and we'll be talking about what we're doing at Atrocity Press and what other people got coming up soon. And it's not going to be one of the shows that you just kind of sit down and everyone lines up and there's 6 different people on the panel and you just go through Kickstarter after Kickstarter after Kickstarter. I don't want to do that because a lot of people do that and they do it better than I could. I mean,
Experience. People visit you because
so
of the stoners.
exactly. So, but the channel that I want to actually create, and I'm working on it, is I'm going to do layman reviews of manga, however you want to say it, because
Same way. One is with an accent, one's with no accent, really.
because I don't read it. I mean, it's something that I haven't really read, and so I will. Now I'm going to start doing reading. I'm going to start reading them and doing reviews, like layman reviews of manga. There you go. There you go. Manga Messiah.
This is a Jesus
Actually,
manga.
the the one I'm starting with, I asked a bunch of my friends on Facebook what is a good one to start with, and everyone told me to start with, well, not everyone.
Sir.
There's a whole bunch of different things, but the one that had the most votes, I guess, that was mentioned the most often was Hellsing. So I bought the first
Ooh.
four volumes of Hellsing, and I'm gonna read it, and then I'm gonna do a little. Oh, we got there.
This is based on the video game that like just came
Oh,
out a while
okay.
ago. The King of Fighters.
Yeah,
Yeah, the prequel manga. Yeah.
yeah.
This is like a
See.
green screen, so like it shows terribly.
Yes, the the digital fake green screen.
Yes, because
Yep.
I don't have a real green screen. I'm on my bed. Like
Yeah.
the behind me is like a Nightwing poster, and right next to it, I'm gonna have Sam's Rain
Yep.
from
Rain of
Reign of
Ages.
Ages that I just bought from him. It's gonna be so beautiful on my wall, and then I'm just gonna be having like anxiety just in case it falls on top of me.
Yeah. I'll do it too. I got a virtual background.
Ooh.
It's just I just disappear. My chair keeps popping around and everything, so I always just get rid of that virtual background.
This is my first time using one. I'm super happy about it. This is why I got this background.
Sometimes I'll just use the blur because it's not so bad. It doesn't. It's not so bad. There now, people can't see how messy it is back there.
Shoot, I was supposed to be ending the stream. Dang it, Max.
Oh yeah, I'm good at roping people back into chats.
Dang, everybody's still talking in the chat. All right, guys. So make sure you check out Max's Devill's
Atrocity Press.
gosh dang, Atrocity
Max,
Presses, Human Hunters too. I said Max Devill, and I'm like, wait a minute, but he's not creating it. He's the writer.
Yep.
And so you saved me. Thank you.
No problem.
So make sure everybody checks that out. It has 20 days left. Blah 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 blah. Money, money, money. And have a nice day. Do you have anything else to say, Max, before we stop the stream?
Nope. Just if you guys want to check anything out, you can go by atrocitypress.com. It's got all of our social media links. It's got our store with all our swag and our shirts and our comics and stuff on it. So you can go drop by there and pick up anything you need for that's Atrocity Press. And it is getting chilly outside, so grab them hoodies.
I live in Florida.
Shh, 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 shh. It gets chilly in Florida too.
Like yesterday.
I mean, it gets down to 45, 50 degrees sometimes.
Since when? Not since for the past few years. It's mostly just been bleh, just heat all around. We've been dying. Pray for us.
Man. Well, you've got the Jesus manga, so
yes,
you're good.
Right. Bye, everybody.
Peace out.